So you want to know when and how to relocate your plants without causing any damage to them. Well, today I'm going to share with you how I never forget when I can relocate my plants, because it has a little bit to do with my childhood memories, and it probably relate to you as well. So the third or fourth most popular question I get asked all the time is when that you relocate a plant. More than likely, you've planted a plant somewhere in your yard and you really love it, but you're scared to move it. Or you just realize there's a better way to organize exactly what you're trying to do in your backyard. Well, I totally understand, because when I first started, I had plants all over the place. I've planted them anywhere I wanted to because I was just interested in growing this stuff. So come with me and let me explain what I'm talking about here. No lie, right where I'm standing, and I'm gonna try to walk through all this stuff, is about 80 blackberry bushes. And no, they didn't used to be here. As a matter of fact, I had blueberry bushes. I actually had those blueberry bushes lined up all down this fence line right here. And I'm telling you this because once you start planting things, sometimes you realize you can actually plant these things in a better way to help you organize your backyard or whatever space you're trying to grow in a little better. So I promise you a way you can never forget when you can relocate your plants based off my childhood memories. So here we go. So imagine being a kid again, where you would just go and go and go and fall asleep wherever you just finally gave up and got tired. And I promise you, some of you remember that. And some of you also remember falling asleep on the floor, but somehow waking up on your bed. Or better yet, falling asleep in your parents' bed, then being moved to your own bed. What I'm trying to say here is basically moving from one place to another with really not ever knowing. And that's the same thing you got to do with the plant. People don't really take the time to understand why we plant things in the springtime in the first place. Things are just starting to wake back up. You know, almost like everything's foggy and you just are trying to get your eyes to clear up and get started for the day. So now I got your attention and you totally understand where I'm coming from. But just imagine your plants have gone and gone and gone all year long, and now they need to go to sleep. When your plants have gone dormant or asleep, now is the best time to start moving them. Yes, and I know this pomegranate tree doesn't look that good, but it's asleep. But if I wanted to move it from this corner of my backyard to another corner of my backyard, now is the time to be doing that. So technically, during the fall and winter time is the time to be moving plants. And I actually learned this when I bought my first blueberry bush. When I went to go plant it, the guy told me when it was in the middle of summertime, that plant's got berries on it, don't put it in the ground. I didn't really understand what he was talking about, but technically he was saying, go ahead and let it give you the berries on the bush, wait a little while, then plant it. So technically, trying to plant a blueberry bush in the heat of the summer was a recipe for disaster. What I later understood was that when you plant a plant during the summertime or move it in the summertime, you stress it a whole lot more and you can lose it faster. Now, I'm not saying you can't move plants during the summertime, but that's the time of the year that you risk losing those plants. So if you really love them, more than likely you found this video in the first place to tell you you need to wait until wintertime. But if you're trying to relocate a plant because you're moving in the middle of summertime, then you need to do this. And I'm gonna use this chicken coop right here as an example. Take any plant that you're trying to save and put it in a pot. After you've got it potted, put it in a spot that has no sunlight at all. I mean, not even this much. Let's see, this is shaded and here's the sunlight. You don't want it to see any bit of the sun at all. And you probably have a side of the house that you know doesn't get any sunlight. So go ahead and grab your pot, stick it up against the side of your house that doesn't get any sunlight at all. And you need to water this thing all the time, because if you don't, you'll see that plant start wilting down. So you need to keep watering it over and over and over throughout the days and weeks. Typically within about 5 days, that plant will be okay. Then in a few weeks, it should be about fall or winter time, and these things should be fully established and you can plant them in the ground. So hopefully now you'll always remember, just wait until your plants go to sleep to move them the next time.